Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 things you must know before moving to Italy. These points, these items are actually all your questions, the most common questions that I receive from consultancy services that we perform here in ESENtaxa. And I just gathered them up, and I want in this video just explain you and dispel some myth. And also give you some information about what to expect when you're in Italy, where you're Italian fiscal resident, and when you have to basically live in this country. So what about these points? The first point, which is basically the most important one, is the fact that you are aware or you think that you are going to pay a lot of taxes in Italy, which is basically 50% of taxes, 60% of taxes. Maybe you have heard that somebody told you that you're going to pay a lot of taxes, a lot of social security, everything together, and half of your earning are going to be in the pocket of the Italian state. Well, this is true up to a certain extent. I mean, inside certain boundaries. And here's the point. If you're able to access to certain specific regime, special regimes, you're able to skip this problem. And those regimes, they last for a lot of years. So they are like 5 years regime, 10 years regime, or in certain cases, they don't have any expiration time. What I'm talking about here are the Forfeit regime and the Inpatriate regime, which basically is the most hot topic in our channel. And we explain you here in ESENtaxa how to access to those regimes, which are the requirements, which are the constraints, and if you fulfill the requirements, you're able to access to those regimes, running a business in Italy, and actually pay something like 5% of taxes, 4, 3, 2% of taxes, and in some cases you can also reduce and squeeze your social security up to a few thousand euros per year, even though you are earning a net revenue of 100, 200, 3,000 euros per year, something like this. Of course, when your business grows and becomes more complex, there is the need to open an Italian company, which might be more expensive and in which we will pay more taxes. But here we're talking about bigger revenues above 500,000. And that is the point in which having an Italian company makes way more sense than be just a freelance. Keep in mind that when you're an Italian freelance, you can run a business with multiple code activities, so you can do multiple stuff at the same time. So you're not really requested to open an Italian company. So this is maybe another misconception that a lot of you guys had in mind. Another point is that the bureaucracy is complex. So you think that Italy has a problem of complex bureaucracy? Okay, I can say that this is true again under certain conditions. If you have to perform ordinary things, if you have to open companies, if you have to open VAT positions, if you have to provide certain bureaucratic administration procedure in the sphere of fiscal system, in the sphere of taxation, so if you have to basically talk to your accountant has to perform certain steps, this is something that basically happens very quickly. There's nothing to be done in a complex way. Everything now is done online, and mostly you have 3 elements that allows you to perform any kind of bureaucratic step in really few moments, just immediate like this. And it's thanks to the speed, which is the identification to the Italian government website, which are the Social Security website, tax agency's website, health system care website, etc., etc., etc. So you can access to those websites and download certifications or any kind of documents you need. Basically, if you access with the speed system, you're not required anymore to be physically present in certain office. And this is a huge step forward. Italy did it. And a lot of Italians, they don't even know about it. They don't know, and they don't even apply for this new system to have everything electronically at home in your computer, downloadable in your computer. And this is also when you need to communicate with these institutions. You use the legal PEC email, the PEC email. This is another way of avoiding to basically go to the post office, write a letter, send it with the proof of receipt. There is no need anymore for this, because everything now can be done electronically and everything can be done immediately. So the complex bureaucracy, it's something now that belongs to the past. There are still some certain procedures that are particular, they are not common procedure, and then, okay, I can say still a little bit complex, do certain things, but 90% of the common bureaucracy procedures now can be done online, and are actually very, very quick. Another thing is that the business, thanks to this electronic way of payment, electronic means of payment, it can be start in a span of 24 hours, especially if you want to operate as a freelancer with the Inpatriate regime, with the Forfeit regime, or also with the ordinary regime. So basically, if you need to open a VAT position as a freelancer with multiple code activity, with multiple business, it can be done in 24 hours. So you can contact your accountant, you agree with the accountant, he starts up the procedures, that's it. And for the companies, it takes a little longer, it's 1 week, 2 weeks, more or less, because you have to pass to the notary for ordinary SRL, or if you want to apply for €1 SRL with a certain kind of statement, because the €1 SRL has a particular conditions, you can even skip the notary part. So, and then the procedure just will be shrinked in 1 week. So as you can see, there is not really much time to wait. Another point is the fact that, and here I have to say it's true, here I'm not dispelling any myth, this is true, is that a lot of accountants unfortunately don't speak English. And here we are to fill this gap. ESENtaxa is the channel that not only is giving you the information about Italian tax tips, strategies and tax optimization, but we also provide a service of English-speaking accountants. So we not only spread information on these topics, but we also work with a network of accountants that speaks English, and then they can basically help you and assist you through all your Italian journey. Since the moment you move to Italy up to the time you want to leave, or simply if you want to stay forever. So the purpose of ESENtaxa is also to put you in contact with all these professionals. They're able to assist you in English up until you learn Italian. So it's not gonna be a stressful things that you have to learn Italian as soon as possible in order to talk to your accountant. So don't worry about it. And if you follow the channel, we also are going to release more and more video in which we will explain you in English some Italian fiscal terminologies. So always stay tuned with ESENtaxa, always subscribe to the channel, click the like button and the notification bell. And another thing that I have noted here in my notebook is that it's about using cash. So the government is pushing the population to be more and more cashless. It's a switch of mentality, which is not so easy to do in a span of few years, but a lot of people still are using cash on a daily basis. But the problem is that the government makes in such a way that if you're using cash, you will be subject to more and more audit from Italian tax agency. So you have to avoid using cash. What does it mean using cash? It means if you have some cash with you and you want to basically deposit in your Italian bank account, you should absolutely avoid to pass a threshold of €3,000, because otherwise the Italian bank will signal this information, this amount of money that you have deposited in your Italian bank account to the Italian tax office, and the Italian tax office might increase the probability or the chance to ask you an audit. So it comes to you and they might ask you where this money is coming from. So it's gonna be complicated. So always avoid to deposit cash in your Italian bank accounts above a certain threshold. Mostly if you're running a business. So anyway, as a private or as a business, you should always avoid this kind of operation. And also when you withdraw money, it's very important, because the bank still doesn't like, or they are pressed by the government, they are pushed by the Italian tax agency to discourage this kind of operation, because you have to be more and more you have to use more and more electronic payment and basically discard any kind of cash payment or any cash movement. So in this case, what we suggest is, in case you really need to make some operation with cash, if you want to really deposit some cash, our advice is always have a parallel bank account abroad in which you can do this, because the foreign bank account, even though are fully declared in Italy with your Italian tax file return, they don't have this automatic mechanism signal the information straight to the Italian tax agency whenever you withdraw or deposit some cash. And I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for having watched this video. I hope you liked the content. I hope I gave you some extra information that you didn't know. And you have more points to analyze in case you need to move to Italy. If you want to have a consultation, if you want to make sure that relocation in Italy makes sense for you or not, you can write us ESENtaxa@gmail.com. You will find the contact in the description below this video and also the link to our consultancy services. And that's it for today. See you at the next video. Bye.